Greetings from Savvy Layman. A friend of mine asked me if I could have a look at her laptop. She says it's running too slow. This is what it is. A Vivo book with a Intel Pentium inside. And I'm sure it's using a spinning hard drive. At least there is room for improvement, right? Let's see what I can do about it. Now, I did a little bit of the research concerning this laptop. It indeed uses a spinning hard drive, 5400 RPM, 1 terabyte. This causes the computer to run extremely slow. So this is something that we will replace. And I found this SATA SSD drive, which I'm going to install in this laptop. So this should definitely help. As you can see, the disk utilization is constantly pegged at 100%, which is a clear indication of a major system bottleneck. I have of course removed a few screws from the base off camera, and now I need to remove the palm rest by prying it. Ribbon cables have to be disconnected too. Though you can't see the CPU on the screen, you can rest assured it only has a tiny aluminum heatsink attached, and the heatsink doesn't even contain any heat pipes either. Since there is just a blower fan, we are witnesses to a very poor solution indeed. The 4 chips on the bottom of the motherboard are DDR3 memory chips, which are quite slow by today's standards. Their low speed hurts the overall performance of the system, especially in graphics-heavy applications. The chips are unfortunately soldered to the circuit board, so the system's RAM of this laptop cannot be expanded. Therefore, I'll only be able to replace the extremely slow hard drive, or HDD for short, with a solid-state drive, or SSD for short. I'll install both drives into external USB enclosures, which I will later hook up to another computer. I could of course hook them up directly to a desktop PC SATA port, but I reckoned it was too much hassle. I'm using Macrium Reflect Free Edition. You can find the link in the video description. I will now select a source disk to copy data from. Then I'll select a target disk to copy data to. The target SSD still has some obsolete partitions on it, which I will now delete. Now, I'll just drag and drop all partitions from the source disk to the target disk in the same order. Since the target disk is smaller than the source one, I'll need to shrink the largest partition to make some space for the recovery partition. The recovery partition needs 800 megs of space, therefore I'll just decrease the large partition by the same amount. Even though the target disk is smaller than the source one, it doesn't matter, provided the SSD is larger than the used space on the hard drive. This is a one-off cloning activity, so no scheduling is needed at this point. This is my last chance to make any corrections to disk setup. Once I confirm, the cloning procedure starts and the data on the target disk is gone. Please note, disk cloning, especially of a slow hard drive, can take a very long time. Watch the clock. Cloning is now finished, so I can install SSD into the laptop. I will insert ribbon cables back again and see if the PC is going to boot after all. Let's see if the disk is still packed at 100%. Not really. I consider that a success. This laptop is a disappointment. I mean, for me, I would never recommend anyone buying this. It's all plastic. It has a very, very poor TN panel, washed out colors, poor viewing angles, brightness, very bad. It also only had a spinning drive. Well, that was the only upgrade I could do, that I replaced it with this SATA SSD. Intel Pentium inside, which is a very low power CPU with integrated graphics, and only 4 gigs of DDR3 memory. And if you have a look at the charger that came with it, well, it's no surprise this is no power horse, because this charger, I think it's even smaller than one of the chargers I have for my cell phone. Anyways, I did what I could do. It's definitely running faster. I removed all the bloatware, installed all the Windows updates and drivers, and I updated the BIOS. So that's the maximum I could have done. Anyways, hopefully I at least could give you a hint what to do with such an older machine, that the SSD upgrade is the best upgrade you could do. 4 gigs of memory, well, if the person only uses it for word processing or spreadsheets, that's completely fine. Well, watching YouTube videos also works. So, if you like this, hit the like button or even subscribe if you'd like. And yeah, take care and have a nice one.